I'm gonna check Twitter real quick. Not my AD Twitter, please. Furry convention etiquette. I know, it only took us like an hour and a half into the stream after watching so many gun reload videos for us to get to this point. You did it, Beta. Well done for getting here. I know. We finally got on to the actual topic of what we're doing on stream today. We finally did it. You know what? That has the same energy as Buddy the Elf walking into your random, like, coffee shop and being like, you did it! World's best cup of coffee. And then he just walks out and leaves. Fuse, can we please watch that movie together? I missed watching it last year for Christmas, because, yeah, can we watch it together? I'd love to have a movie night and just watch Elf. I love that movie so much. Why is Sephiroth making out with Winnie the Pooh? Why is this roleplay? No. We're closing Telegram. We're not even remotely assessing whatever Evan just sent us. We're not, because then we're gonna get off track from what we're talking about. And I don't want to go down this goddamn rabbit hole again. So, furry convention etiquette, or rather, the do's and don'ts at furry conventions. Furry convention etiquette. The do's and don'ts when you're at a furry convention. What you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. That's simple. It's all straightforward. We're making a list for you. Even if this video doesn't help, we're making a list. We got a lot of things we want to do. But, real quick, I gotta make the Google Doc because I'm not on top of that. Okay. So, for context of how this sort of conversation came to be, I was asking for video ideas or stream ideas because I don't know what else to do with my life. And a couple of people actually asked me to do a video talking about furry convention etiquette. Like what you should be doing at furry conventions and things people should know whether they're going into their first convention or their 15th convention. Some things that you should keep in mind with regards to interacting with people, or rather with furries, because it's a really weird line drawn. I don't know. But still, so you guys are already listing off do's and don'ts. I thought, you know, there would be the standard of just like, hey, common courtesy, just understanding, hey, maybe I shouldn't touch this random person's butt at a con without asking, or just doing it. You know, maybe I shouldn't, but like, apparently we need to list it off. Apparently we need rules. That's the whole thing with some of these submissions that people send into me on Twitter of like, hey, what are some do's and don'ts of furry conventions? What's like common convention etiquette that you would recommend to people? Some people listed off some that I've never ever seen before, but the fact that they're saying it means it's probably happened. It means it's probably happened, and that's the concerning part. At least today, what I want to do with this little conversation video, hi YouTube, whatever this is turning into, I want to, at the very least, go over a couple of the replies that I received on the comment that I put out on Twitter about furry convention etiquette, some of the do's and don'ts, some things that you recommend that we should discuss on why they're bad. I don't even know why we'd have to explain why certain things that you shouldn't do, you just shouldn't do. Some of it is very common knowledge, but at the same time, going over some of the basic things that I think a bit of explaining your personal experience could help in making a bit of what to do and what not to do clearer for the sake of other people.
I don't want to go! No! God!
That's about right. That is about right. Do have an existential crisis. Do not ask for help when having it. I'm kidding. But. Called Furry Convention Do's and Don'ts. And I'm going to do one that says do and one that says don't. Is a little Excel spreadsheet. Let me just move it. There we go. There it is. Okay. So what I have, this doesn't help. What I have is an Excel spreadsheet for furry convention do's and don'ts. What I'm going to be doing throughout whatever we're doing today is adding to this list just a rough amount of what to do and what not to do with furry convention etiquette, with interacting with people. And what I mean etiquette-wise is just socializing, talking to people, interacting with people. That's what etiquette is. It means being polite and courteous of other people. That is the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a general list just right here. Then later I'm going to organize it based on the different criteria that you might find yourself under. Are you a fursuiter? Are you just a regular con goer? Are you a fursuit handler? Are you, I don't know, an event holder? Are you an organizer? Because there's going to be plenty of do's and don'ts that apply to a wide range of people. And I think just generally, do, take a shower. Don't not take a shower. We'll explain more of that later, and we'll I don't know, diversify this list a bit more. But the point is, we've got a lot of do's and don'ts to go over. And whatever we're doing in this video is going to help you. And later on, after this, we're going to have an amazing, amazing list right here that you can go over at any point to understand what to do and what not to do at furry conventions for etiquette. Wash your fursuits, please, for the love of God. Wash your fursuits, wash yourself. You know, the 6-2-1 rule, I think that's what it is, apparently, which people are getting completely out of order, which, you know what, I don't blame you. That's how my convention experiences are. We'll be going over this today. At the end of this, you will have a full list for you to go over, for your friends to go over, for you to send to your friends. It's your new furry convention. It's the first furry convention for you. Or, I don't know. Is there a way to send this to someone without making it seem like an insult, you know? Like you're backhanding them to an extent of like, hey, you need this etiquette thing. It's like, what am I not doing wrong? Why can't you just tell them? But still, the point is, I haven't really seen a proper list put out online that shows pretty much everything that you probably need to know about do's and don'ts at a furry convention. So that's why I want to do this sort of stream or video or list in general, just for people to have, because I've seen videos online. A lot of them do a generally good idea, do a generally good job of talking about things, but you don't really have a written list. And usually people don't really reference videos. They just like do things based off of things they see online. And so you can screenshot this and post this anywhere, so it's easier to find. But yes, time to learn how to interact with people properly. Wow, Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06 is playing in the back. This is going to be a long list. Oh, we're going to have a long way to go, but we're going to go over the general submissions we've received and whatever we talk about today in stream. That is until our food arrives. So, for context, I tweeted out earlier today. Today on stream, we'll be talking about furry convention etiquette. Do not play the game. Take a shot every single time Beta says etiquette. Please do not. But still, I tweeted it out asking for suggestions. Leave your little tips or piece of advice down below for proper FurCon etiquette and how to make the con experience for you and others as safe and fun as possible. Pretty good way of doing things. You know, we just go over this list and we add it to the do's and don'ts with time. I could probably make this look a bit prettier, but it's a very rough idea of what I have, and we'll organize it later or have someone who is less lazy than me organize it later, but you get the idea. Also, I should probably, actually, for the sake of it, since you guys can't see it, so tweeted out the whole etiquette thing and people had a lot to say here. A lot of things to add in, which a lot of them were really good. Actually, all of them were really good. This might be the first tweet I think I've released where I'm asking for people to send stuff in where we're not actually getting just random replies. Like, hey, Beta, have you seen my Fursona? Here it is. Enjoy it. Or like, hey, Beta, have you seen this World War II weapon that I just acquired for my grandfather? It's pretty cool. Here, see it now. In the replies to this tweet. By Silverfields. Don't go to a convention when you're sick, regardless of COVID being a thing or not. If people had proper hygiene and didn't attend cons while sick, con crud would be far less of an issue. That is very true. And I think I've talked about this in a previous video about, like, the state of furry conventions with COVID. And, like, y'all know that con crud is a thing, right? And how people get sick. Like, I've gotten extremely sick. I got fucking bronchitis. Bronchitis after Anthro, Ohio. I don't know who gave it to me, but keep in mind, if you're sick, you're not feeling well, don't go to a convention. It's very easy to do, and I kind of understand, you know, that things can't really be canceled if it's, like, a minor cough or whatever. But, like, the reason why con crud exists is because people go to cons and go around when they're very, very ill, or they have a very, very bad bug or disease, and that spreads to other people. Because you got people in fursuits who go on for long, long periods of time, and that attaches to them. And that's how it mutates into this one big disease, you know? That's how you get con crud. That's how you get con crud, which is, like, the big fucking mesh of things. And obviously, you know, you can just do simple things like sanitize and, like, wash your hands and proper hygiene. And this is just a general hygiene issue. Just don't go to a con if you're sick. Is a fursuit head a mask? No, it is not. Make sure to have proper hygiene. That's a very general thing. We'll talk a bit more about it in a bit. And don't go to a convention if you're sick, regardless of COVID. So that's the first one. Next one, keep an eye on your surroundings, especially in suit while in panels, the dealer's room, art show, etc., because damage can be done. If you're in the dealer's den, artist alley, consider taking off your head to speak to folks behind booths because we can't hear you well with crowd noise. That's another thing. Keep in mind your surroundings, especially at cons. You know, if you got a fursuit and you're going around the dealer's den area, just be very courteous and careful. Same thing with the artist alley. There are some things that are fragile and you could knock over entire displays. It's just basic safety stuff, you know? You can go to the dealer's den while in fursuit, just be careful. Be careful and courteous. And this goes for people in fursuit and those out of fursuit, because some people, you know, aren't really courteous. Maybe not explain your commission request in suit. Yeah, maybe that's another thing. I know you might really want to commission this artist right now, but like maybe wait until you're outside of suit too. Just like, hey, I really want this commission, but like can't always be heard too well while you're in a fursuit. I mean, you've heard me while I've been in a fursuit. It's very muffled. You can barely hear me. I have to like yell in my fursuit for people to understand me. Imagine what it's like in a dealer's den with tons and tons of people talking all at the same time. Pretty crazy. So yeah, keep that in mind. And same thing for handlers. Be aware for your fursuiters, for those that you're handling for. They might not be able to be as aware or as receptive, so keep that in mind for handlers. We'll make a separate list for handlers later, but that's another do. Be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you are, in suit or out of suit. And a little explanation of that is just like, I don't know. All right, next one. Hug fursuiters from behind, especially if you don't know them. I can't believe that this has to be a thing that is said. I still can't. I'm 23 years old, and even from birth, I've known that, like, you ask for hugs or insinuate that you want hugs instead of just doing it, you know? It's just one of those things where it's like, I've been 23 years old in my life, and I know this. I've been in the fandom for 3 years. I joined the fandom, like, immediately. And I already was like, oh, you know, you gotta ask for a hug. That's another thing. Do ask for hugs. Don't hug people at random, especially from behind. Do not surprise or scare a fursuiter. Or just people in general. Don't hug people from behind unless, especially if you don't know them. Like, I've had friends do that to me, and that's their way of, like, joking or kidding, and they haven't really scared me, and, like, obviously, if I had issue of it, I'd bring it up to them. People live like they have a replacement body at their disposal whenever they want. Do not live like that. That's how you can end up in some really bad situations, especially if you don't hydrate, especially if you don't eat, especially if you don't take care of yourself. So don't live like you have a second body that you can just poof back into place. Your well-being and your health trumps everything about a convention. So yeah, bring water, make sure to hydrate, make sure to eat, so on and so forth. Also, thank you, Noah, for the gifted sub. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you for the life jackets and the BetaEtaDelota in the chat, by the way, guys. Greatly appreciate it. All right, next one. Cosplayers as well as fursuiters, but if you see someone sitting down, eating, or taking a break because they're exhausted, please don't ask them for a picture. Wait until they finish their meal or look fully rested, and then ask. That too. That just understands, like, knowing social cues to an extent. You know, if I just took off my fursuit in the headless lounge, don't ask me to put it back on. That just goes without saying. So yeah, that's pretty easy. If you're rooming with someone, don't bring people up to the room for sex if you haven't discussed it with the others that stay in the room. That's just more of a roommate etiquette thing. Again, it goes back to the whole thing of letting people crash, you know. I've been sexiled at conventions. It happened at A&E, and I'm like, I just want to go the fuck to bed, dude. I don't know why you want to have sex immediately when we got to a con. And that's what happened, and I, you know, hung out with a friend until it was over, yada yada. It took like 3 hours. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. That happened. Don't do that. Don't sexile your roommates. Don't be that guy. Seriously, don't be that guy. Be nice and courteous to your roommates. You wouldn't want that done to you. Of course, some people might find that to be hot, but still, don't do that to your roommates. Look, you already know how MFF is going to go for the 5 of us. My God. Are you growing face? Very good question. I don't know if I'm growing face. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. One day, I may or may not know. Honestly, I don't really know. But anyways, more stuff. Okay, don't harass people just because they're in suit. Don't harass people, period. Like, regardless of suit or not. Make sure you have money. Don't just go broke. That too, don't go to a con broke, and don't be, like, mooching off of other people. That's just, like, that's just common courtesy. It's easy. Straightforward. It's simple. You can do it. Ask permission to hug. The 6-2-1 rule. Okay, here's the real 6-2-1 rule. 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, 1 shower a day, minimum. Sometimes you need more. Sometimes you need 6-2-2, you know? Sometimes I need 6-2-3. Ironically, it literally is the E621 rule, and you can't tell me you don't know this, or you'd forget it, because I know all of you love porn. There you go. Now you know the 6-2-1 rule, regardless. 6-2-2 is good. 6-2-2, for me, you're an even better person. Some people only need to shower once a day, and that's okay. But if you shower twice a day, you're an even better person to me. Also, yes, Evan, I absolutely agree. It's not fair to friends if you come to a con without money, and then it's just like, you gotta mooch off of others, and then they don't pay you back. And it's like, it's a fucking mess. Just out of common courtesy, remember who pays for what, and try to pay them back as soon as possible. That's another thing. Pay for your fucking con rooms as soon as you can, if not before the con. Same with when you owe people money. Just don't give people trust issues. Like, I've had that happen to me in the past with one of my exes. Fun. But yeah, I think the consensual tea video would be an amazing way to reinforce the word no and what it actually means. Dude, I've been shown that so many fucking times because I was in a fraternity. It was a mess. But still, it's relevant. Tip wait staff at hotel. You can leave $1 to $10 on the nightstand. So that's another thing for the whole wait staff and all that. Even something as simple as that is nice. And this is not just for US. I leave $20 every con. So I'll leave blah, blah, blah. Still, they got to pick up the mess and they got to clean the room. So yeah, just being nice. 6-2-1 rule. 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower. Do this every day at cons for a much more pleasant experience. I agree. I absolutely agree. 6 hours of lighting programming at main stage. 2 hours of sleep, 1 meal at this time somewhere. You know, that pretty much fulfills what it's like to be L&L at cons. Hydra, I'm sorry, but just saying we appreciate you. We appreciate the L&L people at cons. Lenses and lights. People in charge of all the main stage stuff. Love them. Love them. Anyways, the person you're hugging has let go. Let go. That's a small thing, but helpful. The person you're hugging has let go of them, please. Long hugs are welcome if they're mutual. Exactly. Like Rudolph. I'm up for long hugs. You're a good bean. Can we have long hugs? And then where is it? Emoji. Where's that emoji? There we go. Can we have long hugs? Send. We'll find out next time if I have to cancel Rudolph on twitter.com. Hey, look. Hey, look at that. Me asking a question. Can we have long hugs? Whoa. Look at that, asking a question? Holy shit, you don't see this in the year 2021. So yeah, there you go. Hey, look, consent. But yeah. Okay, don't turn off the AC. You don't need a fursuit to go to cons. That's a separate thing to talk about. Make sure a fursuiter consents to be touched and has a clear view of you before interacting. It's really easy to be surprised by people outside your field of view when in suit. So yeah, 2 and 2, go same and same. But yeah, there's that. Don't pick up fursuiters without asking. Yes. Keep your grubby hands off fursuiters unless they consent. Yes. Don't invite yourself to other people's rooms. Yes. The E621 rule, especially 1. Clean up your own mess. You're adults. Mama's not there to clean up your shit. See, I'm glad that everyone has the same idea of just general con etiquette. And we've pretty much gone over most of these. I'm sure the rest of these are just like repeats. My tip, photographing etiquette. If you are a fursuiter, don't take the camera gear and run away with it. It's not funny because camera equipment can be pretty expensive. Has someone done this? You say... The fact that you're given this here implies that this has been done. This is more of just like, hey, don't be an asshole. Aquarius dragon, the other person who took it. It's like, that's what you're implying there is someone has done it. And there's a story to be told here that I feel like I'm missing out on. So yeah, other than this one, which is more like, huh? Someone done this? Why? A lot of these are repeats, and you guys kind of get the idea. Don't be a dick. Don't touch the fluff unless fluff says yes. Don't bake your bean. Drink water. Don't outskunk a skunk. Shower, you fucking... Just tell me what it is. Don't fucking give me riddles. I didn't pick up the daily newspaper to do a crossword puzzle. Just tell me what to do. I don't care about riddles. Fuck. I'm kidding. But still, I'm just like, what are you talking about? Bake your beans. What does that mean? But hey, you got your vor, okay? There you go. Happy day, happy day. Don't bother people with fixtures at the Headless Lounge. Yeah. Elevator etiquette. Normies, fursuiters, handlers, attend. Okay. Ow? What, Evan? What ow? Oh, whoa? Did you say oh, whoa, or did you say ow? Did I break your ears? I'm sorry. You entered in furry. You must answer my riddles 3. Oh, that's why you said oh whoa, because I mentioned vor, of course, Evan. You know you can say vor in chat, right? You're able to do that. Yeah. But I think the last one is actually a pretty good one that not too many people talk about. Elevator etiquette, and this goes pretty much for what it is. Normies. I guess normies would probably be it. Regular attendees. Like most of the time, regular attendees at a hotel. You know, airline crew from whoever's staying over for the night, whoever like fly the plane, flight attendants, so on and so forth. That I think is kind of accurate. Normies, debatable, but it goes fursuiters, then handlers in the elevator, then attendees. Do not blast your Bluetooth speaker music in the elevator. That just goes without saying. But like, I do like the whole elevator etiquette. That's kind of a nice touch, you know. If someone really needs to get out of suit, then like let them go first up the elevator. You can wait the extra 20 seconds or more. Probably 2 minutes. You're fine. I understand holding that fucking Grande Nitro Cold Brew with sweet cream might be getting a bit warm. Might be melting all over your hands, but just drink it. That's okay. You can wait. You can wait just fine. All good. But yeah, all these recommendations, to be honest, a lot of them were repeats, but were very good. Some of them were new that I haven't really heard of. And a lot of this etiquette is just, unfortunately, stuff that isn't talked about much because you wouldn't really think you need to mention it too much. But here we are in the year 2021 having to mention a lot of stuff. But the point is just a lot of these, just be courteous of those around you. Just be courteous of those around you, of what people are doing around you, and just, I don't know, enjoy the con, but make sure that people around you are having a good time and are not, I don't mean that in the bad sense of like, make sure they're having a good time, but like, make sure that what you're doing or what you're trying isn't impeding on others' times, okay? And it's very easy to overthink that sometimes, but I just mean just common etiquette, common hygiene, just take care of yourself and take care of things. And it's pretty straightforward. But from this, I'll probably put together some sort of list for do's and don'ts at furry conventions and common con etiquette that can probably help you and others. And obviously, I'm going to link this video, hi YouTube, once again, for how you can eventually have the best goddamn furry convention experience that you and others can have. Also, do not talk about your 1940s German rifle, please. Please and thanks.